Alright, hello, citizens of Nigelverse. It's Nigel once again. Shoot, I think that's the earliest in a video I've taken a water sip. But nevertheless, that's real quick before we get into today's review. I just want to let you know I wasn't able to upload on Thursday. The first time since I think 2023, where I missed a day of uploading. I figured the streak would come to an end sooner or later. But yeah, so I missed Thursday. Hey, so Tales from Labyrinth went up yesterday, so if you haven't already, go check that out. But because of that, tomorrow you guys are going to get a double feature. So we're going to have System Shock Radio, and then the other video that I had planned for yesterday is going to go up. So stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, Backlash was today. It was only a few moments ago. And Leon Hands got to see a whole lot of action. And did it impress? Let's find out as we review Backlash. So as always, I'm not a professional wrestling reviewer or analyst or anything like that. Just a man who enjoys a good time, and I definitely had a really good time with this show. For a number of reasons, and of course we're gonna get right into it. If you've seen these reviews before, you can kind of already know how this works. If you haven't, gonna be talking about what I liked and disliked about the match, about each match. I'm gonna go in order. We're gonna go match by match, of course. But right off the bat, Sacre Blue, that crowd was on fire. Hopefully I'm using that term right. Unfortunately, I don't really know. I know very, very little French, but the crowd was definitely on fire, and they were they were excited pretty much the entire night. Like, people were talking about it on SmackDown yesterday. I missed SmackDown last night, but people were talking about how loud the crowd was and how they were just about into everything, to the point where they got an alert saying that there was going to be a lot of noise levels and stuff, or something to that effect, about the noise levels and stuff like that, which is definitely let you know. But yeah, they were on fire the entire night. Hopefully this is the first pay-per-view / premium live event to be in France, and I imagine it won't be the last. But yeah, the crowd was definitely, they were into just about everything. They were kind of low for some stuff, but otherwise, throughout the entire show, they were on fire. Almost everything got the biggest cheers and everything on the night. That's what I noticed with a lot of the international crowds versus not all, but some of the American crowds and stuff like that, is with the international crowds, they are just a lot of times they are just happy to see wrestling, and it's awesome to see how absolutely excited they were at all the wrestlers, all the chants and stuff. Unfortunately, like I said, due to my lack of knowledge of French, I might learn French someday. I definitely kind of do want to, but due to my lack of knowledge, I didn't know every single thing they were chanting. But they were definitely on fire the whole time, which was awesome to see. It is true. Oftentimes the crowds do also impact the show, whether positive or negative. But now for the matches. Starting off with the tag team street fight. That's right. This match was going to be a tag team match at first. Of course, there's the Bloodline, Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga battled Kevin Owens and Randy Orton, but they brawled before then, and Nick Aldis, pretty much because of the brawling and stuff, he made it hit a no holds barred match / no disqualification, which that was a really good call. The match already, I think the match already would have had its stakes to it, but then just adding that extra oomph, adding that extra juice to the match, and that's how you know we're in a new era. Because any other era, that match probably would have been pulled from the show, or they wouldn't have done the match. It was saved it for Raw or SmackDown or something. But nope, they still had the match. It's just now it's no holds barred. Nick Aldis for GM of the year, people. But yeah, just a lot of crazy action, a lot of just battling, brawling all throughout the arena. between Solo and Tama, and then also going against Kevin Owens and Randy Orton. Kevin Owens Kevin Owens and Randy Orton, like Solo and Tama were hated by the crowd, but Kevin Owens is spending that extra time in the entrance, just soaking in the crowd as they were just cheering their heads off. Randy Orton, they sang along with like his theme song. They were off by a smidge, but that was still really cool to see. Just this crowd was just phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. Which we'll definitely get to that later, but the crowd was absolutely like, beautiful stuff. Like just the entrance for Kevin Owens and Randy Orton getting like huge pops to the point where they didn't even make it down to the ring for a little bit. They just stood there and kind of like soaked in the crowd, especially Kevin Owens. But but this match still a lot of fun. On like street fight, weapons match is usually easy way to go. It's pretty hard to mess up a street fight type match. Have they done it before? Yeah, but a match like that usually hard to mess up. And wow, that's the second Backlash event in a row. With a street fight match, but nevertheless, as Solo and Tama picking up the win, and finally getting Solo a win on TV under his belt. He needs all the wins he can get but not without some interference. It's from Tonga Loa, Tonga Loa, that being Thomas Tonga's brother, which means the Gorillas of Destiny are officially in WWE, and Tonga Loa officially he looks like part of the bloodline, which a couple things for starters. Tonga Loa, not unfamiliar to WWE. He was in WWE at one point as Camacho. He was like the muscle for Hunico, aka the fake Sin Cara, who after the original Sin Cara left, then became the real Sin Cara. Wrestling's weird sometimes. But also, no Jacob Fatu, at least not yet. So now people are speculating whether Jacob Fatu really will be on the side of the new bloodline, or if he's going to be on the side of the I guess old bloodline, old regime, that being of like Roman and Roman and company. But so Tonga Loa officially making his debut and helping out the bloodline get the win there. But it's kind of surprising how many people didn't know who Tonga Loa is. Like people kind of for the most part, I would say, knew Tama Tonga, but not Tonga Loa, even though they're brothers and they were a team in New Japan and everything. Of course, because of this match, we got our New Japan references, and and for what some people were saying, like Michael Cole maybe flew a little too close to the sun with his New Japan references, bringing up like Evil and stuff like that, which a lot of people were kind of like, but. Nevertheless, so Solo and Tama getting the win there, and you could feel like the wind being taken out of the sails from the crowd after Solo and Tama won, so they picked up the win there. But just a whole lot of fun. But the fun keeps on rolling, because next up in triple threat action for the WWE Women's Championship, Bayley defended against both Naomi and Tiffany Stratton, and indeed is Tiffy time. Now, I did miss a little chunk of the match, but otherwise the stuff I did see, the match still was a lot of fun. Like Naomi and Bayley did their thing. Tiffany Stratton definitely impressed. Like I mentioned before, I think I mentioned this in my predictions, which I know the predictions may be a bit irrelevant, I'm sure, or in some people's minds afterwards, but I'd say still check them out to see if any of my predictions came true. I think out of all my predictions, I think I got them all right this time around. I think I got all my predictions right this time around, which rarely happens, but it did. Nevertheless, as Tiffany, they definitely see something in her, and she definitely is talented enough. Like, I'm definitely not arguing against it. That her for sure pushing her and he did her thing, including almost missing the moonsault, but rolling through, and that blockbuster from Naomi to Bayley on the outside. Hey, whoo! But ultimately Bayley getting the win, kind of getting the surprise getting the oh my goodness, I cannot talk. Getting kind of the surprise win over on Naomi in order to pick up the win and retain there. And so congrats to Bayley on retention, and yeah, also another really fun match. But next up, the first of the two World Championship matches. Well, actually, yeah, I should say three. First of two men's World Championship matches, as technically three World Championship matches because of the Women's World Championship. But nevertheless, next up, the first of the two men's World Championship matches. The World Heavyweight Championship was on the line as Jey Uso, who sought to take the title from El Campeon, Damian Priest. I hope I pronounced that right. But sadly, I picked the wrong time to step out of the room. For something and came back because I missed Jey Uso's entrance. But a lot of people saying it's a really awesome entrance. And it was really cool with him doing like the motion and everything, but with also the Fireflies, which they did last night on SmackDown as well, if I'm not mistaken, in doing like the Firefly entrance, but also like bouncing. Even the cameraman was bouncing as well, which was crazy. But yes, yeah. So Jey definitely over her, but wasn't enough to put away Damian Priest. Unfortunately, which you kind of knew Jey wasn't going to win, but he did come close. It was like Jey, I think, having an interference-based like loss, because of course there was interference from the Judgment Day. As much crap as we gave the Bloodline when they did it, and technically when they still do it, as we saw earlier in the night, the Judgment Day did it just as much, does it just as much, but nevertheless, as Jey, I think, still looked really strong in defeat. Like moments where you almost thought, like, oh shoot, he might actually win it. But nope, like I mentioned, interference, JD McDonough and Finn Balor. But Damian not happy about it. Damian Priest, he's taking some umbrage with Finn Balor and JD. Inserting himself, saying he doesn't really need the Judgment Day, and really being upset that they helped out, but nevertheless they did, and Damian Priest ultimately putting Jey away. A pretty fun match, like pretty fun back and forth between the two. Even the interference didn't really bring down the match that much. That's just another wrinkle in that story. But another wrinkle added even more as during the usual post-match beatdown, Damian Priest calling JD and Finn off, like physically manhandling them away from Jey. So I'm guessing this is the end, and I knew this day was coming, but oh man, I'm gonna miss the Judgment Day. But on the flip side, that Damian Priest versus Finn Balor feud / match is going to hit like crazy. Yeah. So it looks like, and now we kind of figured it'd probably be Damian versus Finn, which will lead to the breakup of the Judgment Day, but now it looks like it's being set in stone, and looks like we know the face is gonna be within that feud. But yeah. So solid match, adds that extra wrinkle to the Judgment Day splitting up, so really great stuff there. And Jey is super over in France, like to the point where when Jey and Damian were striking each other doing the yeet and no yeet. Sorry guys, wrong guy going against Jey there, but nevertheless, Jey, I'm sure Jey will win the World Championship, but I know some people were upset about it, at least on social media, which take that with a grain of salt, because social media is what it is. A lot of people upset, feeling like this should have been Jey's time, which if Jey won here, I don't think I would have been upset at it, but I do also know that they're leading to that Damian versus Finn match, and it likely will be for the World Heavyweight Championship. So I knew Jey wasn't necessarily going to win here, but if he did, I don't think people would have been very upset about it. It had Jey won here. Like, he's definitely put in the work. He's over her as hell with the crowd out. He's got catchphrase, stuff like that. So if Jey did win here, I don't think people would be upset, but still solid match, and Damian retaining, I think still a good move, and setting up more of that story even more. But that is between Damian Priest and Finn Balor. But next up, for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships, Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill seek to take the the women's tag team championships from the Kabuki Warriors, that being Asuka and Kairi Sane. Were they able to do so? Well, yeah. Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair are your new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. And solid match for the most part. A little bit of confusion towards the end, and with legal man / legal woman syndrome between Kairi and Asuka. The referee kind of got confused as to who was legal, trying to kick Kairi out, but then Asuka tagged him anyway, but it was still a tag. So, some confusion in there, but otherwise, I'd say it's still a pretty decent match. And Jade, powering up Kairi out of the power bomb, and then into Jaded, I think was really cool as well. They're the new tag team champions, and so I imagine they're probably going to hold it for a little bit before we get our Jade versus Bianca feud. But for now, congrats to the two ladies on winning the tag team championships there, and a pretty solid match, I would say. Between the two sides. But last but certainly not least, in your main event for the end of my water bottle, but also in your main event for the for the Undisputed WWE Championship, but which it looks like first of all they dropped the Universal name from it, but also they're still calling it the Undisputed WWE Championship. So I imagine just like with the other Undisputed WWE Championship from back in the day, I imagine it's only a matter of time before they drop the Undisputed as well, and it just becomes the WWE Championship. But nevertheless, as in your main event for the Undisputed WWE Championship, the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes defends against the phenomenal AJ Styles. So of course, AJ won a mini tournament, knocking off first Kevin Owens and Rey Mysterio, and then LA Knight in order to get this opportunity. Them going back and forth. AJ bringing up how 21 years ago, which does answer my question from my review of AJ Styles versus Dusty Rhodes at TNA pay-per-view, at NWA TNA pay-per-view number 65. That is a mouthful to say, but nevertheless, I checked out that review from earlier on this week. Nevertheless, AJ said 21 years ago he beat Dusty Rhodes. It was now will he beat Dusty's kid? Well, no, but still a really solid match. That's definitely a dream match between the two, like a match people have been wanting to see for a little bit, and not quite a super ultra dream match like others that have come before and since. In terms of people actually wanting to see the match, but it's still really good stuff. Like both guys definitely brought it, and definitely he fought hard against each other. AJ going after Cody's shoulder, which the rumor is Cody might injure his shoulder. Hopefully that's not the case. Although with the kind of injury bug that's been going around in WWE and looks like AEW as well, it could be a possibility. Hopefully not, though. But nevertheless, as AJ and Cody, it's definitely taking each other to task, including a super Cody cutter off the top rope, which Cody has done before, but it's still the height he got on that. And Cody even busting out Kimura, so I guess he did learn a thing or two from that feud with Brock Lesnar. But nevertheless, still really good. Still really battling against each other, and the crowd definitely chanting as well. Apparently the song that they were chanting the whole time, Corey Graves brought up, it's a song related to the word phenomenal, which makes sense, phenomenal AJ style. Like I said, wasn't able to follow all the chants from the crowd due to me not really knowing French or anything, but the crowd definitely into it, and they're definitely into it as well here, and doing a chant as well after every 2 count as well, which was a homage to the French commentators. Which, speaking of which, AJ with the heel move of the night, tearing apart the French commentary table to try to put Cody through it. Which that might be the only time, and the French crowd were very upset by booing AJ for messing with the French commentators, which might be the only time in history AJ Styles officially made history. I think that's the only time in history that a table being introduced, whether it being the regular table or the announce table, has been booed. But nevertheless, as still doing really well against each other, and Cody picking up the win with the Crossroads. So for Cody's first defense, at least on TV, he's defended the Universal Championship on house shows and stuff like that So for Cody's first defense, and it's really solid defense, I would say, against AJ. Both men really went after each other, and AJ, not just lowering the arm, lowering his elbow pad, but throwing it to the ground, showing showing even more of that aggression, showing the progressed aggression from AJ, while still showing some technical prowess from both sides. But Cody ultimately picking up the win here against AJ. So Cody's still the champion, and where will this feud go from here? We will find out. But nevertheless, that's going to do it for this review and for the show. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you to the French crowd for being one of the best crowds of all time. And Lyon, France, you may have earned the distinction of being one of the best wrestling crowds ever. For strongest and weakest match of the night, for strongest, I definitely got to go with that opener. The main event was really good. The World Heavyweight Championship match was pretty good as well. Same with the women's triple threat for the WWE Women's Championship. But that street fight, that match was a lot of fun and had a very impactful debut as the bloodline continues to expand. As for the weakest, I probably got to go with the Women's Tag Team Championship match. Actually, not a bad match, but a bit botchy at times, especially with the confusion near the end. But nevertheless, that's a really awesome show, I would say. But nevertheless, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, please do me a favor: like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, turn on post notifications. Every time I upload a video, so you can see as soon as it drops. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on this event and my review of the event. Did you like dislike Backlash? Do you like dislike my review of Backlash? And it looks like a Backlash being international every year. First in Puerto Rico last year, then in France. So where do you think they're going to go for next year? But in the meantime, thank you all so much for watching. Au revoir. Alright, I will see you guys later. Peace. And I probably mispronounced that. If I did, I do apologize. But nevertheless, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you guys later. Peace.